Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing this Ring Floodlight Cam Wired Plus. So just there's the box. To be honest, I bought this because currently today I do have CCTV. It's not for massively security reasons, but just for a little bit of peace of mind, particularly if I go away from the house. It's also useful for automation. I do run Home Assistant and various other things, so to have something like this product is great because you can set up various automations with it. Now, I used to use a separate 4K camera, a copy of Blue Iris, and obviously one of my hypervisor servers behind there that used to basically run something flat out with storage on my TrueNAS. But I kind of decided probably the time was right about now with the Black Friday sale that's just happened to go into a whole nest of Ring products, which you're going to see reviews of all the others as well in the coming days. But I wanted to start with the Floodlight Plus because what I've been looking for is I currently today have a PIR sensor outside the house which lights up 4 lights. That will change, and I will send you some or include some after photos probably in the shorts, just to kind of cover off where I've gone from. But what I wanted to do is a bit of an open box on the Ring product, kind of cover off some of the mistakes I made with installing because I didn't bother to read the instructions. Because let's be honest, who does? But it's kind of good to understand. But for this, I picked up the two as a pair for about £230. Fortunately, they were cheaper in Screwfix, which I found out later. But yeah, absolutely unbelievable product. Really simple to set up, and I'll be honest, these were absolutely a doddle to set up, which I'll go through that process in the video. But yeah, stay tuned. So unboxing the Ring Floodlight Cam Wide Plus. Now I decided to get this in black. It is available in white as well. Probably looking back on it, I probably should have got it in white. It would have met and probably gone with my fascias a little bit better. But either way, I went with the black model. So there is some of that really satisfying little tape to remove. And then you can just open the lid. And inside it looks almost like a lunchbox. So you have this nice little handle which makes removing it from the outside sleeve really, really simple. There isn't anything else in that sleeve box, so I'll just tuck that away, out the way. And then what we need to do is turn this box around and just spin it around 90 degrees or lift it that way. And as you can see, we've got the main unit in here plus an accessory box. Now removing this is actually quite unnerving how heavy it is. Primarily, I imagine it's the weight of the camera. The lights itself probably don't add much kind of weight to them. They're easy to move. They're LED based. You can cycle them around pretty well, but you can feel the massive weight of the unit in that camera itself. Now, in the accessory pack, one thing to note is you get the wonderful Ring multi-tool. Now, important note for later is you can do every single task with this orange device. I did make a bit of a mistake when installing the one in my back garden, which I'll cover off as I get to that stage. Now in here you've got the wall plugs and mounting accessories. You will need a 6mm masonry drill bit to fit those. You can obviously replace your own, but obviously then you'd be looking at different screws. But yeah, I'm not sure what that button's for. I never had to use it. I did all the setup via the phone itself. But yeah, that's primarily the unit. It's got the PIR at the bottom, easily to move floodlights, which I've kind of customized on the two mounting locations I've gone for, which I will show in the pictures. But yeah, primarily that's the unit. It does, like I said, it has a lot of weight, a lot of maneuverability in that particular camera, which is quite pleasing because it will enable many different options. So moving on to installation, you will need a drill. Now I use my DeWalt. You can use an SDS drill. Depending on the surface you're mounting to, various different drill bits. If you do use the included wall plugs, you will need a 6mm drill bit. And obviously if you're going into brickwork, make sure you use a masonry bit that kind of suits. Obviously if you're fitting onto different surfaces or using different kind of mounting options, then just adjust to suit. You will need some reasonable electrical knowledge and understanding on how to do this, particularly if they're done in a series link of lights. However, obviously, if you've got no current run or you're not quite sure, please consult a qualified electrician. Now, the back plate does come with really, really useful spirit level built in. I managed to get mine on reasonably straight first time. I have adjusted it since this photo. So you can get it fairly level, fairly easily without too many challenges. And all of the connections on the inbuilt block connector are labelled. So it shouldn't be too difficult for you to match up the correct polarization of cables. But that's it. It's quite straightforward to do. So coming back to the actual installation of this product, I kind of showed you the unboxing and a little bit of a rough guide on installation, including at least one picture. Now I have fully installed mine. It took me around probably 20 minutes actually to do it for a single light. Now I was replacing into an existing light fitting, so it wasn't too difficult. One of the other ones I've done does have a series linked light as well, so again that just was a little bit more fiddly than the first one. But yeah, overall I managed to do this on my own on a wall using a ladder. Now I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd make sure that you've always got somebody at the bottom of the ladder to support it. But yeah, really simple installation to do. However, obviously if you're not comfortable with how to isolate your light switches, and also how to actually wire them in correctly, then please consult a qualified electrician. They're not going to charge you the earth to fit one of these. I wouldn't have thought. They're quite quite an easy job. Now the actual setup is all done via the Ring app. I'm not going to show you that because it is very straightforward. Basically, on the underneath, there is a QR code or a code that you can use. So when you go into the Ring app, just add in a new device. You can either select to scan the QR code and it goes through the process, or you just basically say, I don't want to use it that way. Select your particular model, and there's I think a 6-character code at the very bottom. You just key that in. Now it's actually underneath the camera, so when you turn the camera around, it sits on the bottom. But yeah, really good product. I've been using it for about 24 hours or so now, with it fully working. I had to toy around a little bit with the motion settings to kind of make sure it doesn't pick up people walking by an alley by the side of my drive. And obviously I adjusted the floodlights to suit in the evening because you can't really do that in the day. But yeah, brilliant. Really pleased. And I'm going to start playing around with some of the automations, and I'm sure I'll cover that in one of my later videos on Home Assistant. But yeah, thank you for spending the time to kind of watch this video. Would I recommend one of these? Absolutely. So far, really simple to use, really simple to set up, and to be honest, it kind of makes it easier for people who aren't tech savvy to use this kind of things, because it is a lot more intuitive than me having a Blue Iris installation and doing all sorts of kind of weird commands on from that point of view. So I've already got a Ring doorbell, so it's nice to start to get some of the additional Ring products.